for the ultimate. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Nice.
Bro, they can't shoot you.
Ace.
Yes!
Now you just lost.
I'll get that spooky ghost boy.
We doing this again? Oh, okay, we're doing this again. Welcome back to another Valorant guide, guys. It's your boy Ghost, and we're doing a guide about Breach this time. Before we get started, just hit that like and subscribe, you know? Just do the good stuff. Anyway, let's get right into it. Breach's first ability is Aftershock. It costs 200 credits per charge. Well, he only has one charge, so it only costs 200 credits. So his Aftershock is pretty much a blast that goes through walls, is the simplest way I could describe it.
Here we go.
This is what it looks like, has a charge up, and it does burst damage through walls. So if I do this and then stand in front of it, it does damage, just like that. So it does more damage to enemies than it does to teammates and yourself. So you can basically do that through any wall or object. So wherever it's clear on the other side. So this thing here, you can do it through walls, you can do it through boxes, whatever. You can do it like this, even on like the narrowest stuff. So on the edge here, you can do like that. And it'll just do a burst damage like that. So pretty simple. I also main Breach on Icebox, so I'll be showing you guys some tips and tricks a little bit later, just so you guys can understand what it's like to play Breach on Icebox with his abilities. Alright, so that's Breach's first ability, pretty basic. Breach has basic abilities when you come to think about it. So his second ability is called Flashpoint. He has 2 charges of these and they cost 250 credits. He originally had 3, but Valorant nerfed him to have 2, so now he only has 2. Flashpoint is a flashbang that goes through walls. So similar to his Aftershock, it has to go through a wall. So like this, and it flashes on the other side. So just like his Aftershock goes through walls, his Flash also goes through walls. So you can do it on corners, you can do it on solid walls like this one, so just like that. And I'll show you, I'll flash myself so you guys can see that. It's not pleasant for me either, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Boom! Flashed on the other side of the wall. So he has 2 charges of these, pretty easy. Breach, in my opinion, has the best flash in the game. Not appearance wise, but just usability, because it's so quick and efficient to use a flash for Breach. So just pull it out, flash wall deep, and it's so efficient. None of this waiting for Phoenix to pop his flash, no bouncing it for Yoru, no controlling the bird with Sky. It's just so easy to use, just bang. And you'll barely ever flash, because by the time you push around the corner, the enemies, the flash is already popped. So it's such a good flash, in my opinion. So that's Breach's flash, pretty simple. His signature ability, Fault Line, we're zooming through this, is a long or short range or medium range concussion. So you just press his signature ability, you hold left click to charge it, and you can see on the map, that it charges up, and it has a range that it can go through. It can go through walls as well, so whatever it is on the other side of the wall, it'll concuss it. Whatever's in front of the wall, it'll concuss it. It can go through anything, all materials. So if you have it all the way down here, it'll concuss all the way back to here. There. So it'll concuss everything in that line. It will daze them, make their gunfire, their shooting speed lower, decrease their accuracy, and decrease their movement speed. So that is a really good ability too if you want to gain the advantage on the enemy. So you can do that. That's what it looks like, and that's what it does. So I'll show you guys that with a test dummy later. And now let's talk about his ultimate ability, Rolling Thunder, which costs 7 ult points. It's pretty much a buffed version of his signature ability. So press X, you can see on the map that you have this big red box here, and wherever you aim it will go in that direction. So let's just go down here and left click to activate. It does that, which is a really buffed version of his fault line. It yeets enemies into the sky, it dazes them, concusses them, and pretty much similar effects to the fault line, but they last longer and you get yeeted as well. Alright, so I have an enemy here and I'm going to use my Aftershock to kill them through this green box here. So I'm just going to pull out my Aftershock, push it through this box here, and they should die in a few shots. So it did about 60 damage to me in 3 bursts and it killed them in 2 bursts. So it does more damage to enemies than it does to allies, as I said before. So your Aftershock is very simple. It can go through objects and kill multiple enemies even if they're all stacked on each other. So now I'm going to use my fault line to concuss them. So I'm just going to charge it up a little bit and then they're concussed. You can see they're concussed. Their movement speed is decreased, their fire rate is decreased, their accuracy is decreased, everything's basically decreased. And I'll show you what it looks like from that perspective. So the enemy breach is going to stun me, I'm concussed, fire rate is decreased, accuracy is decreased, and movement speed is also decreased. So it doesn't last too long, but it does have an impact if someone is pushing very quickly. Now I'm going to ult this enemy breach right here. See how they get booped up, they get yeeted up into the sky. I'll get them to step out of the box so you can see the full effect of that. So now I'm going to ult it again and see they get pushed back and up as well when my ult hits them. So now this is the perspective of me getting ulted. I get bounced back, slowed, stunned, decreased fire rate for a longer amount of time. So that is a very powerful ult if you need to push onto a site. Alright, so now we're going to go in depth with Breach on how I attack and defend on Icebox, not Breeze, fuck Breeze, Icebox. So what I'd do on a site, I'd walk up this conveyor belt here and then I'd peek this, try and clear this of any snipers or anything, clear these corners here. Usually I'd throw up a flash just on this corner so I get the easy peek if there is a opper holding. So flash out and then the opper would usually hide back and then I'd clear all of this. And then once I've cleared all of that, I'll clear this again and then I'll throw my this thing over there if I know someone's hiding behind there. If not, I'll just do it for a play, but usually I might save this to do post plants. So if I want to do post plants, I'll get my Aftershock out and then I'll throw it down there, which would hit the person in the plant. So right there, as you saw, even with the lag. What is wrong with my internet? Anyway, so once I've either Aftershock this or not, I'll flash this corner here, which clears these 2 angles, and then I have a clear line of sight. And then I'd want to put down my stun either here or there to cover the entrances. So I'd do this one, and then I'd peek around here, peek around there, and clear all of sight. If I have bomb, then I'm just going to go straight to default to plant. If I do have bomb, I'm going to use my Aftershock here to clear the back of this area here, right here, because some people could be holding here. So I'm going to use that to clear that and then flash this part instead. So I'm going to flash that instead and then get the plant down here instead of just flashing this area. If I want to ult, I'd stand here and try and get the angle like this. Even though I don't have this part covered, not many people are going to go there, and even if they do, run away from my ult to this corner, I know they're going to be there. So I'm going to ult there, and I'm going to watch this corner here. So I'm going to see people run to that corner if they want to avoid my ult. Alright, so me defending A is pretty simple, really, because I don't really defend A, I prefer to defend B. But if you want to defend A, I usually like to play back a bit. So if I want to stop the people from clearing the site, so if someone pushes here, I want to get the picks there. If someone pushes there, I want to get the picks there. But once the plant is happening, I pull out my Aftershock, and then I'm gonna Aftershock default. So this hits default, and it will usually kill the planter if they don't let go of the defuse. They will get the plant down, but they will die from the plant, because once they put the spike down, they have to stand up, and they'll get killed from that Aftershock. So that's what I like to play for. I like to play for the plant sound and then my Aftershock, and then once that happens, I will push down and then like start attacking. But until then, I'll just hang up there for a little bit until I hear the plant. Usually when I'm defending, I like to hold tube. Tube is my best friend. I will show you why with a few clips, but I'm going to tell you what I do at tube. So I hold tube and under tube as well, so I'll alternate between these two. If I think people are going to come up tube, or if I want to peek tube, they could be shift walking, I'm going to pull out my flash tube, and then there'll be people flashed here, and I can usually pick off a lot of people here. If people are pushing through this, I can just hide here, and then flash out there, and they'll be blinded because that hits through the wall. And I'll have two of these, so I can flash here, get a few people. If they want to challenge me more, I can flash it again and keep getting picks right here.
Hit something. I hit a spray.
Servers here.
Oh, it's mid. Get off there.
Are they going mid to B? What's it looking like?
Spike down B.
Come.
You have another blind?
Enemy remaining.
Oh, let him get the ace. Let's go, Dave. Let's go, Dave. Let's go!
Yes!
Oh, that's huge breach!
Spike down.
Now, if someone is being a dick and holding tube, or if Sage is walling tube, and they won't stop walling tube even if you ask them, I usually hold B through either around here or here. So I want to stop them from crossing over to there, but I will let them do the plant. So once I hear the plant, I'm going to pull out my Aftershock and Aftershock that defuse spot right here. So once they get the plant down, they're going to die from that as soon as they plant the spike. So they won't have a chance to run away from that unless they lift their finger off the defuse, which gives me time to swing out and get them for the replant. Now, me attacking B. What I like to do, breaches flashes are very important for pushing on to site if you're the only flash. If you're not, I suggest getting a Phoenix or a Reyna to leer this area here. But if you don't, get your flash out, flash this corner, should be clear of any oppers. Check these corners because, you know, some people could have already pushed up pretty early. And then push up, check the corners again, check up top, and then get your flash out again. Flash that, and you can flash out here, get anyone holding up top, maybe around there. Or if you want to do a yellow take, you can flash yellow. And it will flash yellow, and you can push them here, and then you'll get this angle here, get up top there, back there, and around here, which is really good. Then once you've got yellow or the corner, you can concuss around here, so either around this line here, that line there, or that line there. So you can concuss here, here, or here, just depends on where people are and where you think they might be. So I'm going to concuss boxes here, and then I'm going to throw my Aftershock down there. So then I can get the safe plant in default, or if I don't want people pushing me, I can do a Aftershock up here, so it covers down here as well. It covers that below area and the up top area. So that's a really good spot to plant, a really good Aftershock to do if you want to plant default. So it stops people from peeking you up here and around here. So that's just a really good one to do. So that does damage there, and it does damage up here. So that's really good to do. I like to save my ults for post plant because it will interrupt the diffuser. It will bounce them off the spike so this diffuser will stop. But if you really need to use your ult to push onto site, B is a very small area to ult, as you can see here. So just ult it and you have the entirety of B site ulted. So really easy to push on if you need to. So that is Breach's strats on Icebox. I hope you guys found that useful. Hope you learned something. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.